And you guys got to check this out. If you've never seen a really good phishing email, this is one that might get you. Even worse than that, it might get somebody that you know. So send this video out to as many people as you can, because this one could trick you. It's very clever. So let's take a look at it. This came to my Gmail account the other day. This is a paid Gmail account that I have, not for my business, but a different paid account. It's important to understand that, because this is not the free account. This is the paid account. And all of the additional security that Google offers within the paid Gmail accounts is turned on here. So this is something that can get through all of that security, which I'm a big proponent of having additional security on top of, whether it's Gmail or whether it's Microsoft 365. You should have more advanced security stacked on top of that and other things that's looking at it. Remember, most of the garbage out there that's coming to attack you is coming through your email account. So it's extremely important to fortify that more than probably anything else, honestly. All right, let's take a look at this, see what happens. So I get this email and it's saying, I've sent almost $400 to somebody, or somebody has. And so immediately I've got some type of emotional reaction, which already tells me, be careful, because if something comes up and it's giving me an emotional response in my email, I already want to be careful. So I start looking at it and I'm like, okay, receipt for nourishing wisdom. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is. It's already kind of getting suspicious. And then when I look at who it's to, it's like, it's not to me. It's to Margaret. Don't know who Margaret is. So then I pull down the link here, and what I want to see next is I want to see who they're actually sending it to. Like, what's the email address? And so I look at it and I'm like, well, that's not my email address. So certainly not me. So now I'm still kind of confused. The next thing I typically look at is, like, who's it from? Usually it's a crazy email address. And so I look at it and it says service@paypal.com. This is not misspelled. I'm analyzing it. I'm like, this looks perfectly fine. On top of that, when I hover over this little badge here, this is Gmail saying, hey, the paypal.com is correct. It's verified. It's legit. And I'm like, that's weird. All right, so let's keep going. I go down and I'm looking at the rest of it, and I'm like, okay, this all looks interesting and correct. The only thing that really jumps out to me here is that there's not misspellings and stuff. It's that this looks like potentially that they're using an I instead of a 1 and maybe an O instead of a 0 in these areas. Now, it might just be the font. I'm not sure. It just looked kind of weird to me. Then I went to do what we always do when we tell people, like, hover over the link and see where it goes. So I hover over the link, and if you look, like, right down below my picture here, you'll see it's going to PayPal. I'm like, wow, that's weird. So then I go down here and, like, okay, what about this one? That's going to PayPal too. What about these? PayPal, PayPal, PayPal. I'm like, all these links are going to PayPal. So if I click on the link and it's taking me to PayPal and it's not taking me somewhere else, I don't get it. So then I was like, well, let's test it further. So I copied the link, and then when I copied it, I went over and I dumped it into VirusTotal to do a scan. Didn't catch it. Didn't catch anything. I was like, okay. Normally that would be something I would look at. And if that's the only thing you're doing, you could then decide that maybe this is legit to click on, even though I still wouldn't do it. Like, never click on the links in the email. Go directly to paypal.com and log in for yourself. I then went over here to this phishing link checker, and you can tell right off that it's different. Like, this is the original URL I copied and pasted, and this is where it's redirecting. So just looking at the length of the text here, you can already tell there's a difference. And it did flag it as suspicious. So it caught something. And then I went in and I did some searching around. I found out that on January 9th, not even a month ago, consumeraffairs.com did report on a very similar, actually it's the same type of scam that's going on. It's just the one in the article is a little bit different. But I want to point out here that if you click on the link, it does take you to PayPal. But if you do click on the link and you log in, this is what happens. Like, the PayPal details, in other words, your username and password, can be linked to the distribution list in email, and scammers can steal the account and even avoid PayPal's detection. The scammer can take control of your PayPal account, and it is such a neat trick that it will sneak past even PayPal's own phishing check instructions. That's very concerning. So be very careful if you get any type of email that looks like this. Make sure you notify others, especially people that aren't as tech savvy about this, because I can see where somebody could use the typical tools that we tell folks, like look at the email for misspellings, look at the email address it's coming from, hover over the link, all those things that we normally use. Not good in this case, not going to help. So there you have it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this, and how would you identify that this is a phishing attack.